And finally, here are some resources. There are hundreds of wonderful resources for writers. These have simply been some of my favorites. So my top favorite is a free PDF. You can just Google it online. Writing Tools, 50 Essential Strategies for Every Writer. I think like 5 years ago, I just decided to try to do one of these each week and then just practice them because there's 50. And I found it incredibly helpful. It's very well written and very easy to follow. And Save the Cat for Novelists book, which we've gone over today. I have it on Audible and I just listen to it every few years. It's very easy to listen to. I haven't listened to the Monster in the House chapter on horror, but what she does in there is she lays out the beat points, and then she has 10 chapters going over. Basically, there's 10 storylines. The Rags to Riches storyline, the Buddy Love storyline, and she lays out what they look like in 10 different books. And my kids have listened to it too. There's one book that has some adult themes because it takes place, I think, in Pakistan. And then I haven't listened to the Monster in the House chapter, but it's very good and very well done and very fun to listen to. Finally, K.M. Weiland. She has the website and at least 500 articles and podcasts. So she has one article on the hero arc and one article on the monarch arc and one on the sage arc. And she'll also have articles on analyzing movies and breaking them down and contrasting the protagonist and antagonist. It's easy, and all of her articles have a podcast attached to them so you can listen to them too. Rainey Hall. So if you are in Kindle Unlimited, her books are like 50 pages and then they're free in there. Or you can just buy them for like $3 on Audible each. Now, she is a horror writer, but she writes creepy stories that make you think. As an adult, I found them fine. I am not sure I would suggest it for kids, and she tends to include a sample of her writing in the back of each book. It's very, very, very well written, and she takes writing very seriously. But like in one story, she goes over the character is kind of justifying becoming a murderer. And so it's an incredible piece of writing from point of view, but I would not suggest it for someone under 13. But for an adult, it is an interesting piece of writing. Now, my kids last year did theyoungwriter.com, and we were incredibly impressed with them. I sent them a note once because I was having technical difficulties, and got a reply within 30 minutes from the owner. They are wonderful, and they have a huge plethora of videos and articles on there. Totally worth it. My kids did it for about 4 or 5 months, and it was wonderful. We had to stop because we restarted the school year, and it was too much. But very, very good. Other resources. CritiqueMatch.com allows you to hook up with other authors. There is a world of difference between finding an author to evaluate your work and finding just beta readers. An author will be able to tell you, okay, you need to make your antagonist more believable. And they'll be able to pinpoint things better than you will. And yet a beta will usually not know how to express what it is that they read. Though beta readers are very helpful. If you can get 5 to 10 beta readers for each manuscript, you're going to notice a pattern of things they notice. But a fellow author is usually as helpful as like 5 or 10 betas. When I say that I write, the main question that I get is how I find the time to write. So I'm going to just go over that really quick. So writing is actually more of a life approach. It's what you're thinking about, it's what you're meditating on, and it's all what we're doing. So in Psalm 1, he's meditating on scripture and he's meditating on things. So as a Christian writer, and when we're trying to figure out the patterns of how the world works, it just flows into our day. So I find that in the morning after devotions, before I go get the kids up, if I can just write 5 minutes on my story, I just kind of get my head flowing in that direction. And then through the day, if I think of something to add into that scene, I'll write it into a page in my planner just during the day. So that when I come to the point where the kids have a 1 hour rest time in the afternoons, I already know what I'm probably going to be writing about. I've already written notes about it. I've already been chewing through it and thinking through it. Because we're all meditating on things, and what we meditate on will come out. And so just directing your mind through the day allows you to start to create art with it.